You're watching Daily Flash. Time now for The Scene with Doreen.
Some people play music while others push the boundaries of musical innovation to create new sounds that shape our entire lives. Today on The Scene with Doreen, I sit down with Grammy Award-winning record producer and engineer Robert Margouleff. You may know him from the classic period of Stevie Wonder all the way to the innovation of Devo. He has a new book out. I can't wait to dig in. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to some very talented people that have come into my life and sort of given me a whole new scope of music. And their names are Bob and Malcolm, the Tonto Monsters. Give them a big round of applause.
Before winning a Grammy and creating groundbreaking electronic sounds with Tonto, you were just a young boy in Great Neck, New York, with a love of music. You were the baby of the family, and piano, more specifically, classical piano, was a very, very important part of your family.
My older sister, who is still alive, she's 94, a master's in keyboard from Juilliard, is a concert pianist level piano player. And when I was a little boy, 3 and 4 and 5 years old, I had my dinky toys under the Steinway in our piano room. And I would listen to her practice day in and day out. Piano music is really what inspired me originally as a little boy, and I've lived with it all my life.
Okay, 1968, you make history and create the massive analog synthesizer Tonto with your partner Malcolm Cecil. Nothing like it existed in the world. And it opened this massive musical collaboration with Stevie Wonder.
On Memorial Day weekend in 1972, Stevie Wonder appeared and said, "What is this? I want to check it out." And
Right.
we took him. It was quiet. It was a weekend. There's no traffic. It was very warm and hot. The windows were open in Malcolm's apartment, which was next door to the studio. And we could look down and we saw Steve standing there with his friend Ronnie Blanco, who brought him over. And we went down in the studio and we put his hands all over the equipment because being unsighted, he wanted to get a sort of a picture in his mind's eye.
He thought it was broken, right? He didn't understand it at first, right?
Yeah, he said that something's wrong. I'm trying to play some chords. Malcolm says, "You got to understand something." And he said, "The synthesizer is like a saxophone or a trumpet or a wind instrument. You only get to play one note at a time.
Yeah.
And you use with a saxophone, you can make it soulful and everything else just by how you play it and how you give it attitude. And the same thing is true of the synthesizer." And once Steve got that, we were off to the races.
You turn the page and begin working with the new wave band Devo. That wasn't a fake whip noise. A lot of people think that was a synth noise, but you guys had to create that sound for real.
We had this long hallway outside the record plant, Studio A, and we went out there and Howard Siegel, who was my engineering partner, was running up and down the hall with condenser microphones, and we were trying to get the whip snap. And of course, I was the producer, so I had to be a big clown and get out there and try it. And I snapped myself in the face.
Visit robertmargouleff.com. Get the new book, Shaping Sounds, Stevie Wonder, Devo, The Synth Revolution, and My Life Behind the Music. Out now via Jawbone Press. And just stay connected to everything that is the musical maestro, Robert Margouleff. Robert has shaped the sounds that continue to shape our lives. And if you want to hear more of our wonderful conversation, visit here. I'm Doreen Taylor with The Scene with Doreen, here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.